And Manny's going in now, look at this. Oh, he's got right in there.
Liberatore's in there, players on the ground. Campbell, this is fantastic.
He's got blood all over him, Knights.
I reacted in self-defence.
We will not just sit back and cop this.
He has been whacked.
Push a man hard enough, and sooner or later, he's sure to push back.
Knights, look at that. That's a horrible scene for Richmond.
Matthew Knights was pushed. So were his Tigers.
We're a proud club and every dog has a day.
Much was said after that round 2 clash. This rematch was marked long ago.
Wait until the next time. Well, the next time's here. Let's see what happens.
Finally, the waiting is over. The talking can now end. Tonight, these Tigers have their chance to push back. For in this game, you can talk all you like, but when it's all said and done, there's only one thing that truly matters, and that is winning the game. Are these Tigers tough enough to give as good as they get? Now is the time to find out.
Foo Fighters' greatest hits.
You know you make me break.
Foo Fighters. All the hit songs. All the hit videos. 15 years of Foo Fighters. All in one package. Get it now.
Here's Libber. He's on his way to the centre. Knights is in the centre square at the moment. Campbell's in the centre square at the moment. Libber keeps walking closer and closer to Campbell and also to Knights.
Ben Holland's gone into defence. Gasper's alongside him. Andy Callaway as well. Interesting to see if Holland picks up Chris Grant.
Ellis is pushing and shoving Richardson down half forward and wants to have a go at it too.
So West with Knights. Libber's there. Di Martina.
Yeah, it's on already. Plenty of push and shove.
This is going to go well.
And it looks like Libber's got Wayne Campbell.
Friday night footy.
They might put Campbell straight away to the goal square, try to get him to outmark the shorter Libber.
This huge roar. They would be so nervous. Chris Grant. And Libber gets the first kick. Can you believe it? Free kick? No. Not played to Hudson. Johnson, 45 metres out. Little left footer. Didn't go far. They're nervous, all right. Chappie's kick didn't get far. It came off Grant as a free kick. Holland's got the advantage. The Tigers are away. At half back. Poor bounce. You reckon there'll be some mistakes early. Rogers, little short. Broderick's got it at centre wing. Handball's good. Sweeps at the King. Clinton King inside. Otten's down low. Couldn't quite take it. Has to give it up. Doggies everywhere. Left, right and centre. He's gone now. Surely. He had it forever. Got the handball away and found Hudson in the centre.
Jed Croft is free in the forward line. He's found him.
Got him. So Croft's going to mark at 45. Brown's on the goal square.
He just needs to settle down and have a shot. He's certainly within goal kicking distance, and that's what Chris Grant has told him. Settle down. Don't let the adrenaline push you to play on. Just go back, slot it through. Be a great start for us.
Well, he wouldn't want to drop short with the kick. He's going to wait until Chris Grant gets down the line. Yep. Big Benny Gale just sitting back there by himself.
Croft on 50. He's kicked it well. It's a goal. The Doggies are on the ball. It was never going to miss.
I'll tell you what is going to work for the Tigers, though. Wayne Croft up forward. He is the most experienced, coolest, wisest head that they have to play down back. They're going to have to trust Craig Ellis big time to play on Richardson. They're going to have to trust Luke Penny big time to play on Ottens.
So who's got who? We know that Libber's got Campbell. There's one matchup.
Ellis is playing on Richardson. Luke Penny is playing on Ottens. And there's Curley on Bowden. And Curley's job will be to restrict Bowden. Bowden's the source of supply with those long left foots into the forward line. Tivendale's in there at the centre bounce. At this stage, we haven't worked out who's right alongside him. But certainly Liberatore playing on Campbell. And it looks like Knights is going to go with Scotty West.
Well, Di Martina's the other man in there, so perhaps he's the man for Tivendale. Campbell held up by Libber. Libber's had a kick and a tackle out of the centre square so far.
The Doggies, once again, this happened in round 2. They put about 5 players, 5 forwards in the goal square because they reckon that Richmond's defenders are full of rank kicks coming forward.
Tivendale, it's Dimartina with him. Tivendale's handball to Gasper. Gasper out wide to Hilton. With him is Harrison. Didn't take it cleanly. He's worked it all right here. Goes inboard to Gale. Harrison's hard run. Ex-teammate. Go to full forward. Ottens. You too.
That was a gun mark, wasn't it?
A terrific mark. Well done by Gale to put the ball in the slot. He set it up in front of the goal square to give Ottens a chance to run out and use his leap. And the big fella hasn't let him down. And you can see Penny from behind there didn't get anywhere near that ball.
Made all the contact when the ball was about there. And yeah, you just saw the tail end of it there. Broke the contact and went to the ball. That's pretty well copybook stuff. And if he is on fire, if he's on song, he's got a tough night ahead, Penny.
Kicked 4 last week. Needs to match Croft here. He's closer in.
He's a beautiful set shot. A magnificent set shot.
28 goals, 14 this year. Kicked it beautifully. It's a goal. It's all square.
I remember going back to some of the great set shots. They don't have to be absolute out-and-out champions, but some of them, you go back to a set shot like a Ken Judge or the fellow at Adelaide, Rod Jamieson, they were up around 90% a conversion rate. This kid, Ottens, for a big man, is just phenomenal at conversion from set shots.
Darren Gasper playing on Chris Grant. Gasper out at centre-half back, and I reckon that makes a lot of sense by Danny Frawley. Chris Grant is the best forward. Gasper is the best defender for the Tigers, so match them up. And they give Grant plenty of space. You can see Dimartina getting ready for this centre bounce.
Darcy went early. Tivendale held his ground. Little kick to West. So West has got the job on Knights. Good kick to Curley. Curley's got the job on Bowden. Goes to full forward. Brown front spot. Belted away at the back by Tawney. Back to Brown. Kick towards the front of the square. Dimartina. Libba. Well played Bowden. Libba manhandles him. Gets rid of him. Got terrific tackle Dimartina on Campbell. Good umpiring.
Knights is actually running around tagging Westy. Westy's just running his own game, trying to get free, and Knights is going around to him. Looks like he's having a change off the ball here now. He's pushing forward for a breather.
Let's have a look at Libba. Ball on the ground. Libba desperate.
Gale only as far as Brown. Back to Johnson. Touched off the boot. Looks like rolling out does. Boundary throw in.
There's some intrigue already in this one. We've only had 2 shots on goal.
We've had 3 centre bounces, and at each centre bounce, Chris Grant has flown in off the line at centre-half forward.
Gale and Darcy. Darcy almost took it, and then Hudson had a crack at it. Cameron went forward. Grant, good tackle by King, didn't get too high. Dimartina, Libba, doing well, kicks it out very wide. Hudson's got to run for it here with Kellaway. Neither of them all that quick. Hudson gets around. Lovely kick to Curley, found him. Not quite at the back. Can't quite break through. Wonderful handball. Curley misses. What a handball at the back.
Terrific handball by Nathan Brown. Just instinct. Shot it over the back to Curley, and a bad miss in the end.
Well, his form's been that good already this year, Nathan Brown. If you blew the whistle right now and picked an All-Australian team, he's in there again. He has been sensational.
So Curley misses from 15.
Bowden doing the kicking in. He's one of the better kicks in the Richmond side. Makes sense.
There's actually, I haven't seen this before, 17 men in the Bulldog zone for kick-ins.
Tell you what, it was a shaky kick from Bowden and a shaky pick-up from Chaffee.
17 in the zone, and they've made it turnover.
Curley short, and he had options.
Touch.
Gian Siracusa. Johnson should kick a goal. He hooks it back. He misses. Who's got the biggest crowd support here? It's a Bulldog home game. It's pretty even, isn't it?
Pretty even, Bruce.
Yeah, it sounds even from down here, boys. The matchup on Johnson, Robert Walls, Matthew Rogers has had a good season up forward, but he's now playing back on Jono, who's playing forward pocket.
So Cameron does the kicking in. Do you reckon the Doggies have unsettled the Tigers at all early or not?
No. I reckon they've been just a little bit more professional, but they haven't really unsettled them.
Gee, that's a good kick.
To Richardson from Bowden. So Cameron was able to get it to Bowden, to Richo, to fall forward. Pettifer waits down. Good Mark Murphy. Couple of youngsters on one another. They can break here. West uses Smith's run. Bounce doesn't sit up for him.
Hit the sand.
Then decides to unload. Not a great kick. He got distance, but the Tigers are everywhere. Now the Doggies. Hudson back. Brown Sweeps it. Dimatina. Back to Brown. We know how well he can kick it. Can he go all the way? Just about. He does. How good is that?
He is stunning.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Well, sitting back here, Bruce, I'll put the hands up in the air when it was halfway there. It was going nowhere but between the big sticks, and he was always going to get it back here too. A little give here, get it into space, and he keeps moving away from his Richmond opponent. Richmond opponent doesn't follow him, and that's got a little bit of right to left on it at the end.
Matthew Knight's been moved to a half-forward flank. Clinton King in at the centre bounce.
Tackle 6-1 for the Bulldogs. Darcy goes early. Doggies lead 14-6. Dimatina pushed off it by Broderick. Gale down low. Knight's first real touch. OK, did very well. And now they're released. Bowden's a man to go to. We know he's a probing kick. Goes to centre half forward. Hilton at the back. Almost Richardson. He'll be disappointed. Murphy for the second time down back. Brings it away. Uses Penny. Penny to centre wing, to space really. Johnson and Rogers. Johnson gets rid of it in a hurry. Cameron against his old mates. Sweeps the handball. Not bad. Gets it to Bowden, becoming prominent. Little giveaway. And then decides to go long to half forward. Richardson. No, not this time. Hunter at the back to run off.
Richardson looking at the umpire for the free kick. He's just got to stop that. You've just got to accept what goes and get on with the job.
Back to Dimatina. Back to Hunter. Confidently to Penny. They've switched it up all right. Must be accurate. Harrison's the run. Knights runs him down and gets him holding the ball.
Yeah, well done by Knighter, and that'll lift his confidence. Plays on with the short pass to Tivendale.
Tivendale short again. Not such a good kick, and goes straight through Cameron, who made a mess of it, and then Smith off the ground. There's still some nervous players out there right now.
And I reckon Richo's one of them. You see here, he gets a bit of a knock to the chin there. Puts the arms up, looks for the free kick, looks at the umpire. You can't do it. You've just got to get on with the job. Go for the second effort.
You make your action while it's there, but once you don't hear it, you just chase it out of there.
Gale again. Probably just won it. Little free kick, I think, for the Tigers, and it's going to Bowden. Already important here, Bowden. Getting so much of it. The kick to the pocket. Ottens again. Gee, you nearly pay it. He had so much of it. West goes back to Hunter. He's got some pace. Cox is just about their best kick with Brown. Look at that from the back. To Gian Siracusa. Good kick in board. He's a good player. Finds Johnson. Heart of the centre square to Hudson. They're clean, the Doggies. They're clean. Hudson. Lovely kick to Brown. Half volleys it. Give misses. So suddenly a mistake. Knight's doing well here. Back to Gaspar. Knights provides a Shepherd on Grant. Sweeps it to Gale. Couple of options. Back to Hilton. Now how clean can the Tigers be going forward? OK to Tawney. He'll sweep it. Uses Holland. He's got Kellaway short. He's going to go with a handball. Kellaway wants the bounce. Finds it. Back in board. Pulls handball. Tawney. Cameron needs a good kick here. Decides to set it up. Can Richo get involved or Ottens? Ottens. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Just beat them all. Beat two of them with one hand.
Gee, when you see Darcy going back, you think, oh, he's going to pick it off here. We've got the big fella Ottens will just be held a bit by Penny, and that'll take away his jump, and Darcy will pick it off, but he's just got the left mid on it first and didn't let it get to them.
Control of the footy was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yep.
Soft hands to just bring it back for him.
He's seeing them like pumpkins.
He'll kick his second, and it'll be 2 points in it. He's got two. Wolsey talked about reputation's been made and broken tonight. Ottens could be a legend by the end of this game if he keeps going.
Well, he's standing tall, Derm. He's taken those 2 marks, almost took another one, and he's just got, well, terrific judgment. Works for that front position, and really, when he's at full stretch, hard for a defender to get a spoil on him.
Well, you go on the law of averages, and if you can take 2 contested marks inside 50 in the one game, you had a really good match. He's done it already.
And Zilla has just come onto the ground, Dipper.
Yep. He's replaced Rogers there, and that's the first move the Tigers have made off the bench.
Number 1 tagger for the Tigers, Zilla.
West has got it out twice for the Dogs. He's about to do it again as he gets it to Hunter. Hunter to full forward, sits it up. Grant and Gasper. Chaffee, well done. Well done, Chaffee.
Not often we see him coming over the top like that. He's a sit on the ground type.
Bowden so important early here. Zilla immediately getting involved. Richardson should mark, doesn't. Goes at the back, chance for King. He'll take Ellis on and use the handball. Chaffee, he's worked hard here, back to Richo. So Richo, little left footer, sits it up. Cameron and Murphy. Ball comes down to Cameron. Can he use Ottens? He does. Ottens brilliantly done to Hilton. Left foot close. Very close. Gee, Ottens again in the pocket, finding a way to Hilton.
He is so confident at the moment. You watch him. Oh, OK, we've got the... Yeah, that's a cough up and a touch on the other side.
So Cox, their kicker.
And Joel Bowden's the other one.
Libertor out the middle.
Who's had 5 possessions already, so they'll need to tighten on him.
Just a terrific call, Dipper. No good going to the little bloke.
Bowden to fall forward. Ottens has a chance here. Not quite. Gee, there's a finals feel here about this match, isn't there?
Oh, it's great. No good going to a little bloke with a long kick because the ball hangs in the air that certain amount of time, 2 or 3 seconds, and the big fellas will just get there and swamp him.
I feel like Richo's up the ground and leaving it for Ottens in the goal score, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think that Ottens is in form, so give him the space and give Richo a chance to run around across half forward.
They're actually a little bit slow with their decision-making around the middle of the ground, and Richo's actually leading past where the ball's going, so he's not finding himself in the thick of it.
Good mark, Harrison. West was in front, but it was gone. It was meant for Harrison from Cox. Libber again. Hilton cuts across in front of him.
He's pretty desperate there, Rory Hilton. Harrison was his opponent. Harrison's got a few touches of the ball, so he's pretty keen to make amends there, and he did it well.
70 metres down the line. Chris Grant says to the rest of his forwards, get away, just leave me one out.
Bowden's had 6 kicks. Smith's kick, this is a chance. Cox, he's just as good as Brown. That's a wobbly float to goal.
A very good miss. A very, very good miss.
There's a Tigers bench. Centre breaks 4-0 for the Doggies here.
You mentioned that Bowden's had 6 kicks, Bruce. 4 of those have been from handball receives. They try to get it to him every time.
Darcy to centre half forward, so 5-0 out of the centre. Chappie doing well, but straight to Hunter. He's been busy early.
Basically playing as a winger, pushing into the back line. Almost a Sean Wellman role about him at the moment.
Here's Cox again, so often on his own, and so often delivers just like that to West.
He'll get it back here if he...
He might too, Dipper. He's gone short.
Well, no, Cox hasn't got an opponent at the moment. He's playing spare man in defence, but he's running forward at every opportunity.
Brown got it. Can he turn his man? No.
He wanted it.
Their short foot passing is as good as anyone in the competition, the Bulldogs.
Right, now Grant is the intended target here, unless he gets one on like that. And we saw here a few weeks ago, quite a few weeks ago, little Brady Johnson, who's got the ball at the moment, had the absolute yips. And depending on how his night will go, will be this kick.
Bulldogs have had 18 possessions inside their forward 50. Tigers have only had 5, and that's something that Richmond have to be aware of. Expect the unexpected, because this Bulldog team will shorten the ball when you don't expect it.
Kicks from 50. It's a good kick. It's looking great. It's another goal.
It's in for a big night.
Well, Curly missed one early, but the conversion's been good. You take Brown, Cox and Johnson's last 3.
You look at the Doggies too. At each bounce down, they're doing something different. They're either all in the goal square. The next time, every one of them is lined up on a direct line between the goal square and the centre circle. They're mixing it up completely. And with a big zone, a big flood zone in there, they were still able to find Brad Johnson on the burst. There he is. Stephen Ziller will just put the face mask on him now.
Clinton King's just coming off with the blood rule there, and we've got David Burke coming on, and also another change been made. Fiora's on as well for Broderick.
And he's picking up Cox, I think. Well done, Knight, to Campbell. First time really out of the centre, the Tigers. Ottens again almost. Penny just got it away from him. Pettifer taken down. Ellis under pressure. Tigers need the next goal. They're a couple behind early. Murphy hard and high, doesn't go that far, but Smith march.
The Tigers are getting murdered in their forward line for crumbing players. They've got big timber up there, but unless they catch it, which Ottens has done 2 times already, the Doggies are clearing everything that goes to ground.
Smith kicks a beauty, and then Curley gets away much too easily. Little short one to Croft, found him.
Foot passing's terrific.
Danger here, back inside. Curley, 45 metres out. Hilton holds him up. Holland puts one on him as well. Holland now gets a high one, does he? Luckily, I think, in the end. Gian Syracuse of the tackler.
Got an extra man down there this area because the Doggies are playing Hunter in defence.
So nice, he'll get booed every time he gets it. So will Campbell, you know that. There's Chaffee. Liver will probably get booed as well. Tawney gets it from Chaffee. Richardson's the target. Stopped and propped instead of flying. Smith, Hunter, he's been very useful. They're away again. Haven't seen much of Grant. He puts some physical pressure on early.
Just got extra numbers in defence, the Bulldogs. So as Dermot said, they're clearing it easily because it's about 4 Tigers against 6 Bulldogs.
They're on here. Gian Syracuse gets it from Hunter. Strolls away and then goes to the pocket with a kick that's cut off by Bowden.
He won't be happy with that, Terry Wallace. He wants them to keep it into the corridor and Nathan Brown where he leads.
Bowden to Gale. Cameron's running for Gale. I reckon he'll get him here. He does. So Cameron at half back. Almost a centre wing. Rogers off the interchange. Short kick was good. Found Chaffee.
Next one has to be Richardson. The next ball should be at Richardson or one of the tall timber.
Ottens is the go.
Oh, he's held down.
Gasper's gone forward. They hold him up, the Dogs. Good tackle from the front, though. That came from Rogers. Ball out wide. Important kick away by Penny. Only as far as Hilton. He's got some options. Goes short. Finds Knights. We know how well he kicks it. Richardson goes. Pops it up. Finds him. Oh, he misses. Misses the lot, Richo. Hunter to the line. Gee, Richardson struggling here.
Second effort non-existent, Matthew Richardson, and you've got to be better than that.
Gee, Western Knights, we saw in the build-up to the game when they fronted one another in round 2.
I'll tell you what, Knights, he was fantastic there. He ran at the ball, made it his objective. He could have quite easily have tried to take out the man. He's had 6 possessions already and been very good.
Chippendale, good tackle. Dimartina on him, ball up.
Gasper contested that boundary throw in the forward line for the Tigers because Chris Grant has dropped into the defensive 50 for the Bulldogs. That's the reason Darren Gasper is there.
Just on the interchange bench, boys, Richmond have already made 4 changes, to the Doggies none, and also Clinton King, the young fellow who goes in and out for the Tigers, are in the rooms with a split webbing.
Thanks, Dipper. Ottens over the top. Curley, well played.
Out-crumbed again, Bruce. They just cannot get one off the deck.
Gee, Penny tried something clever there, but Gasper read it best. Goes to Tawney, to full forward, chance at the back. Richardson made a contest. Rogers can't quite get there. Hunter escorts it over the line.
There's big space out on this fat side of the ground when the ball's coming in from the other. And there was big space for Richardson to lead into, already forward, and they neglected that and opted to stay at home in the goal square for a contested ball.
Brown to Curley. We saw the interchange for the Dogs a moment ago, not used as yet, coming from Dipper. So Ellis at half back.
Running harder, the Dogs too. They're flooding back and coming forward in waves like this.
So Curley doing well on Bowden, even though Bowden's had plenty of it. Curley again from Smith. Poor kick though.
Poor vision.
And Holland goes back. Can Cameron make it? He can't quite. It was an awkward kick to him. Could be a turnover. Harrison from Hunter. Good vision to Murphy. Murphy will go short to Hudson. Hudson's got Kellaway to take him on. Little give, not so good. Hudson wins it again. He's got space. Uses Murphy. Sidestep was terrific. Wants Liver. Can't quite get him. Delivers beautifully and finds Grant.
What about the pace of Murphy? The first 3 steps when he received that handball, they were just lightning. He actually put greater space between him and his opponent. Watch him get it here. Bang, 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 bang. He's He's just left Andy Kellaway in his wake.
And give a rep to Hudson too, Derby. He was out of the contest, got the ball back up and held the play.
Well, this is one-way traffic at the moment. I know Watkins has taken a few plucks above head.
Captain could make a statement here, can't he, Grant?
Oh, yeah.
Kicked 4 in round 2 when the heat was really on. Let's see what he does from here. Johnson kicked from this angle, but probably 10 metres further out.
He's kicked 30 goals this season thus far.
They're not shell-shocking the Tigers. They're just being totally outplayed at the moment.
So we're right behind Grant. So are you at home. It's a good kick. He's drilled it home. They can't miss from there.
A lot of planning put into this one, and they're not going out to murder the opposition body. They're not trying to attack Richmond's body and hurt them physically. They're just taking them apart with professional footy here. Long way to go, though. Real long way to go.
Yeah, that's true. Good backs of the wall team, the Doggies.
Those 2 men on screen. Wayne Campbell being tagged by Levitt. Campbell's only had 1 possession, 24 minutes into this first quarter.
Tigers can't deal with the Bulldogs 5-man forward line. Hunter playing loose in defence as the 6th man.
Well, this time Richardson takes it from Knights. That was great play by Gale to Knights. Can he make it all the way here, Richo?
Oh, yes. Distance, he could certainly, look, he could do anything. He'd go off the side of the boot, he could kick it 70 metres, but he's gone back a fair way, Derm. He's going to get plenty of run-up and momentum, and that's the way to do it.
He needs to almost get into that play-on mode, doesn't he? Set shot, he'll struggle. If he can get into a play-on run.
It's not bad. Not going to be a goal. It's right there, and Darcy on a post really built it over the line.
In the end, too close to the man on the mark and had to lift the kick.
Well, in the opposition's team, when Richmond were kicking in, the Doggies had 16 men in a zone. The last 4 were directly across the centre. We have a look at the zone employed by the Richmond team, and that's about a 14-man zone, 13-man zone, so it'll be easier to get through.
Penny to Brown. He's not bad on his right. He's better on his left, but he did well to West. So they've worked it to the 50 defensive.
Nathan Brown's one of those players. You look at him and think, which foot is his natural one?
So Scotty West called to go now. Back to Penny. Penny sits it up. He wants Hunter. Cutting it off. Good mark from the front. Otten's having a terrific opening turn. Uses Cameron. Good kick to Burke. So Burke has just come off the interchange. Finds Hilton. Gee, he found a way. There was a good kick by Burke.
Good kick. He put it to the spot just out in front of the goal square. Hilton knew that he would look for that position. Hilton's who's been playing on the wing. Put himself in a good spot, took a mark, didn't even have to contest in the end. I just reckon it'd be good if Campbell was put in the goal square, isolated there for the next 5 or 6 minutes, give him a chance to take a mark and kick a goal against Liver.
Otten's very good at centre wing, taking the mark. Hilton's kicks a goal. They needed it. They got it.
Just ran himself under the ball there, Benny Harrison. His opponent, Rory Hilton, didn't take him under. He just did it all by himself, and Hilton took the most simple of marks and set him back into the zone. This is the Ottens mark on the wing, and created the turnover. Lee Hunter had to jump and pull a knee up into him.
His hands are good early, Ottens.
Yeah, very. Benny Harrison already gone under the ball by that stage. Starting in the centre, but stepping out, Rory Hilton.
Yeah, good move this. Danny Frawley's put Matthew Rogers in the goal square and skinny Robert Murphy against him. He'll be hoping that Rogers can outmark the skinny fella.
We saw Rogers do that very effectively in Perth this year when he kicked 5 in tandem with Richardson 6. But again, the Doggies, Smith, Tawney not quite. Danger here. Brown gets his hands on it. He does. Terrific handball to Gian Siracusa. He's skillful. It's a good-looking kick. He's just missed to the near.
That is a worry. Jason Tawney on Nathan Brown. Nathan Brown is such a dangerous player, and Tawney looks a little bit nervous against him.
So Chaffee running hard to take the kick in here.
Look down the other end of the ground. As the top of your screen, there are 2 Bulldogs. Everyone else, so you go up to the centre of the ground, they are in the zone. There's 16 men in this zone, and it's going to put some pressure on them to keep it in.
Campbell's kick, 50-50 really. They've got a number at the back, but Hudson might beat them both. Kellaway brings him down. Tawney's back turn, okay. Zilla did well to Kellaway. Good kick required, and he's done it. And Fiora's taken a clever mark. Hands were really good there, Fiora. Lovely kick to Cameron. Tigers on the counter here. Cameron decides to go down the line. He's got Hilton. He fell over. Curley comes in. Curley's second half of the first quarter has been okay. Cameron almost within range. Loads it up. Gives it all he's got. And Ottens again. He's the best man on the ground in the opening quarter.
I've got to say one thing about Todd Curley. He's finding a bit of the ball, but he has got a set of blinkers on at the moment. He can't see anyone 5 metres to his side. He's getting taken down on his 9 possessions already. They're getting to him just on the death when he's going for the disposal, and it's a turnover just about every second time.
What do you think the big fella will do, Dermot? Check-sided or drop punt?
I reckon he likes running onto the left, but Rowan Smith's got a bit of toe and might get to him.
Could be the last shot for goal in this quarter. He's kicked 2.
Got to go check, doesn't he?
He's a South Australian who kicked the check side and he goes. He's kicked 3.
Walls he kicked it.
What a quarter by Brad Ottens. Remember the turnover he created to give Hilton the 3rd goal, and he's kicked 3 himself.
He's been actively involved in their total score.
Leon Cameron kick was a beauty. That's a good kick. It just gives the forward a chance to run back. We see here Todd Curley. Now, he's kicked there. He's knocked off balance. It's a poor kick. Cameron gets a second chance. Bang on the left foot. Covers 60 metres. Forward running back like that. Defender really hasn't got much hope.
I'm not sure if he's good for the team having Todd Curley up there, because it's almost like you don't want him to get it, even if he is getting it against Joel Bowden, because he keeps turning it over.
Darcy flips it out. There's Curley.
That's all right.
He's had 10 posies. West has been good at getting it out. How important is this last couple of minutes been to the Tigers? With 2 goals, they might get a late one. Ottens right on the siren. The siren's going to go in a moment. Kicks to fall forward. It's gone now. Was he outside his range there, Ottens?
I think he was. Just about time for Terry Wallace. Be interesting to see if he makes a move. Maybe Craig Ellis goes on to Ottens. Penny goes on to Richardson.
He's been outclassed, hasn't he, Luke Penny? At the moment.
So who took the points? Who got the points in the first quarter?
I'd say for the majority of the quarter, the Doggies controlled it. But as I said, it's a long way to go.
I reckon there are quite a few nervous Tiger players. Tawney, Andy Callaway, very jittery early. Not saying they took their eye off the ball, they were just dead set nervous.
Well, it's all set up, isn't it? Early days, 33-28. What a big match we've got tonight on 7 Sport. Start of the second quarter, Friday night footy.
Penny still on Ottens.
Terrific opening term. Dogs led by 3 goals at one stage. They led by 5 points at the end with the Tigers deep in attack. Gale went hard with Darcy, Libba and Campbell together. Ball comes out. Well done. Dimatina came out from West. Who else? Kicks to centre half forward. Tawney got a shove free kick against Brown.
It's one thing Nathan Brown won't do. He won't give you exceptional foot pace, and he won't actually work his butt off to win front spot. He's so clever, he's been able to do that through his formative years.
Gee, Knights has found Richardson a few times tonight.
He's had 9 possessions, Knights.
Richardson up at centre wing.
Hunter's back there already.
Close to the man on the mark again, kicks it in high. Ottens couldn't get a run on it, but he tries to get out. Hunter's little handball was good to Harrison.
Got to go short.
He's got nowhere to go, has he? He's had to stop and then delivers towards the line. He's had to cough it up in the end of Gale. Gale sweeps it back inboard to Rogers, goes back to Campbell. So Campbell delivers to half-forward. Good kick to Fiora. This is a promising start. He is a lovely left-foot kick, this youngster.
And that angle will suit him, Bruce. You were right with Richardson again, too close to the man on the mark, forced him to kick it high, makes it very hard for his fellow forwards.
Felt for Harrison when he was coming forward. Hudson was the next man down the line at 100 metres away inside his own 50. Sometimes you just got to read it and say, well, I won't win it, but I've got to come up and at least spoil the ball over the boundary.
Take a good kick, but he is a lovely kick, this youngster, but not this time. Almost to the square, and it's a behind after some consultation. Geez, they're working on Ottens when the ball comes in high, physically, aren't they?
Well, the coach, Terry Wallace, has shown a lot of faith in Luke Penny. He's kept him on Ottens after Ottens kicked 3 goals in that first term.
So Cox and Brown did the kicking in the opening turn. Smith's first kick in here. They've got some options, haven't they? Just like the Tigers, good kick to Darcy. Outside the 50, he's got Curley wide. had 10 possessions in the opening quarters. Dermot said he coughed a few of them up. Let's see how he delivers this time. Out in front of Grant. Gives Gasper the run, though. Grant turned him.
In the back. In the back.
Free kick to Gasper, is it?
Perfectly poised, 5 metres away. And we're entitled to say from here, not so sure, but you could not get a better position than the umpire. He might even sneak into view here, the umpire. Not yet.
You reckon that's a tough call? I do.
I do too.
Kellaway to Tivendale. Wolsey showed the fact that they go to him so often, Tivendale. Through the centre. Kick to Burke. There's a chance. He's got it. He's had a good start, Burke. Lovely kick to Hilton when he came off the interchange.
What's going to happen, Wolsey?
Well, we saw Simon Cox get a lot of football in the first half of the first quarter, and that's when they brought Burke onto the ground because he's got the size that demands respect. And Tivendale on that left foot just put it out in front. David Burke ran onto it, took a good mark. That was the easy part. This is the hard part for David.
That's what I meant. What's going to happen now?
Well, it's a long run up. He'll get tired before he kicks it.
He's a mixed bag, isn't he?
It's like the uncertainty of a golf shot, eh, Robert Walls?
Oh, we'll talk about golf later, Dip. I'll tell you about something that happened earlier in the week.
Okay, does he hook or slice?
Anything.
Let's we'll have a good view. He's 50 out. He's kicked it pretty well. It's just going away. We should fill everybody in. Woolsey had one of the sporting highlights of his life this week. He aced it with a hole-in-one. Well
yes,
done, Rob.
And Andy Marr was there to witness it. That's what I'm pleased about. Otherwise, Dermot, you wouldn't believe me.
Still don't. I reckon you've paid, Marr.
Talk about witnesses. He's actually taken credit for it. Here's Smith at full back. Go short. So the Tigers attacking here. 5-3 to 4-6. Hunter in the back pocket. The match is settled, hasn't it? But it's stride for stride, basically.
I know we're only in the 4th minute mark of the second quarter, but they're going to have some fresh legs in the middle, the Doggies. Nathan Brown still has not been used anywhere near the middle of the deck. Still in the goal square up forward for the Bulldogs.
Murphy's been pretty impressive, but he puts his band on the punt. That was terrific play by Penny. And then West looks to Smith, and then Smith goes wide. Ellis gives a free kick away. He'll be disappointed with that. So Richardson playing deep here, getting back and defending. Not a good kick by Richo. Campbell did pretty well against the smaller Libba. Handball poor. Gene Siracusa cops it up. So a comedy of errors. Dimatina was sure. Gives it to West. West leans back. Kicks to Brown. Not quite. Kellaway at the back. Tawney, I'm sorry. Back it comes to Croft.
Give it back.
Back to Brown. We know how beautifully he can kick the ball. He wants Smith, I think, but it got more to Curley and Hilton, and then Hilton hacks it out of the air towards the line and finds it.
Just that one when Brown came out here with Croft, you've just got to sweat on your own opponent being Nathan Brown if you're up against him. You know in any way they're going to try and give it to them. Free kicks 1-8 in favour of the Tigers, so they're getting a good run.
Darcy and Gale. Robbins has come on for the Bulldogs. Dimatina got it from Libba. Has to work it back. We know that Cox kicks long. Can't get clear. Handball to West. Tigers doing well. Knights did really well. He hassled West. West gets it back. Hilton puts the tackle on. Boundary throw in.
Good signs for the Tigers there.
Yeah, some good tackling. And I think the Bulldog supporters are getting a bit concerned. Reckon they're not getting much of a free kick go. That's quite okay there.
Has anyone noticed the umpiring? It's 8-1. Have you noticed it?
Well, I thought that free kick we said the umpire was in the perfect position was a bit dubious. The first quarter, I thought they were all pretty well there.
So just outside 50. King's been warming up for the Tigers. He's gone back down into the rooms.
He's gone back in the rooms there, Bruce, yeah.
Thanks, Dipper.
Yeah, they haven't really exhausted their bench, have they, the Doggies? Garlick there as well, hasn't had a run. He can play forward or midfield. He'll probably play forward when Brown goes into the midfield.
Knights gets it from Gale, then gets to Bowden. Haven't seen him for 15 minutes, but very good early. Out wide. Campbell starting to work into the game. Good kick. Chaffee's on here. They can go. Chaffee's a lovely kick. One bounce. If he gets to 50, he can kick a goal. The goal square is vacant. Goes for it. Hooks it up high. Richo! They get back.
Had to go. Right decision for Matty Richardson. He had to go.
And right decision by Mark Chaffee to have a shot on the run because he carried that ball about 25 metres. He was entitled to have a shot. He was about 55 out, running at full steam.
Just doesn't seem to be getting like great elevation at the moment, Richo, on the jump.
Smith to himself, and then dangerous kick, but it was good enough, and Johnson's hands were good. Chaffee's an interesting player, I reckon, for the Tigers. He's done well.
Yeah, he's playing on. He was started on G in Syracuse and ran forward.
Bowden was just fantastic there. Didn't get the free kick away and then won the footy. Just didn't get enough on it. Robbins' second effort matched Bowden's effort. Curley, bad kick. Mark taken by Gasper.
Gee, a lot of courage by Gasper. That was a high ball, running with the flight of it. He didn't know what was coming in the opposite direction. He stood firm.
Zilla wants it short. He might use him.
Waiting for Richo.
Gets it back, Richardson. Still on centre wing. Finds Burke. There's a chance here. Burke strides away. Lovely kick. Gee, that's a beautiful kick to Ottens.
Good to see Richardson double up there, win the ball. Looks like he's struggling a little bit. Dipper, you're close to him. Is it an ankle?
No. He's just run out of breath. He's been running around all night by Ellis, and he's worked very hard, Matty Richardson, and kept that ball in play. Could have easily just let it go over the boundary line then.
Well, Ottens kicked 3 goals in the opening term.
Tell you what, when the ball goes to Richo, you just hearts him out, just hoping you can get a clean glove on it. And this bloke, well, you just know, 5 metres away from him, you know he's going to get it.
So coming back, I don't think so. He's missed it. So the Tigers have had some shots in this quarter, haven't they? 4 behinds for the Tigers here.
There's that action that serves him so well. That's pretty well copybook.
Yeah. He prepares well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He goes back, he lines it up, takes his time, gets his run up right. He's a real pro.
Goals hard to get. 9 minutes of footy.
Great hit.
Doggies haven't scored. 4 points for the Tigers. Hunter gets it from Ellis after a terrific kick in from Cox.
This is when they're dangerous down the corridor.
Johnson, Zilla. Holland has to get back. Johnson's leg speed could be a problem, though Zilla's got a bit of that. Johnson's onto him. Ball in.
They are so dangerous, the Doggies, when they win the ball on a quick break and the ball-carrying player comes through the centre square. When they have to go push out wide, it gives the opposition a chance to go back and get numbers into defence.
That's our internet site, i7sport.com.au. Lots of features throughout this weekend, including many of the 7 commentators. Chaffee again. 7 kicks and a couple of handballs. Just too far for Gale and Darcy. Hunter sweeping to Robbins. Gee, ordinary kick. Meant for Hudson. Croft, Lipper. Well played. Curley. Still Curley. Goes for goal and kicks it.
His best kick of the night, Bruce. He's given away a couple of ratty ones, but he saved his best disposal for a major in the second.
Did well, didn't he? Because he avoided tackles left, right and centre.
Hudson had been standing there for about 15 seconds unopposed and eventually found his way out onto this fella. Well done.
So Richardson and Ellis, we saw Bowden a moment ago with Curley. They both had a heap of it.
Bowden 9 possessions and Curley 13. And with that goal, you'd say that Curley's ahead now, even though he's turned it over a bit in the first quarter.
Bowden got it from Knights to Fiora. Very short to centre-half forward. Rogers, can he turn his man? Murphy did well, really well. To Ellis, to West. The Doggies have got some steam up now. West, 1 bounce, and then delivers to half forward. Johnson the target. Tawney went early. Hudson, he's got Croft out here if he can get it to him. Clever. Johnson missed the target. West will get it. Will he? I think does. In trouble. Back to Johnson. Tigers hassling. Back to Brown.
Through the middle, Bruce. If he comes back onto his right foot, Nathan Brown, he'll see them.
He does now, Dermot.
Got Curley free.
Curley's the go. He's at 50. Hasn't seen him, and then wobbles it forward, and Harrison marks it. Boy, it took a long time to get there.
You could see his brain ticking over there, couldn't you? Croft coming off while this gets lined up. Well, he's been no value after that initial goal, Big Crofty, on the forward line, so they'll rest him and maybe even throw him onto Ottens if Ottens gets some good hands, or keeps his good hands working into the second half.
Harrison played a blinder against his old team in round 2. As he brought it back, he's hit the post. (6-4 to 4-8).
That handball by Ellis coming out of the back line 30 seconds ago. Richardson sat back and hoped that he would just miss the bouncing ball. You've sometimes got to go out and pressure your defending opponent.
Eagleton replaces Croft. That makes it hard for Ben Holland. He'll have to find another player now. There he is.
Good setup. Cameron's on the end of it. Delivers to full forward. Richo's a chance. Oh, good mark. Great mark by Penny. Thought the kick was terrific by Cameron.
Looked good.
50 metres. Richo's not fine-tuned tonight, as he's just not quite on. Doesn't mean he won't turn it round.
He's had 6 kicks and 3 marks, Richo.
Brown goes short. Darcy, good stretch.
Brown's pushed up now, and you find that the doggies do look beautiful by foot when he goes into the middle of the ground. He'll get it back here, just a tiny side chip.
Garlic on for the Dogs, and also Libber off their boys.
So they flood back the Tigers.
Benny Gale sitting in front of the goal square. In case it's kicked long, he's there to put a fist on it. And that's why Darcy doesn't want to kick long.
Goes wide to Cox. Stops and props to Smith. Kicks it off one step such a long way. Goes to full forward. Grant, there's a chance. Hudson will kick a goal. He's missed.
Missed mark by Benny Gale. He'd be disappointed with that. He was sitting back just waiting for that long kick to come in. The big fella missed it.
Paul Hudson Wolsey will be wrapped tonight. He's playing on Andy Kellaway, who's brave and an excellent player. It'll be the first time that Hudson will be able to out-sprint somebody for a couple of years, I reckon.
Cameron's kick was good, but Bowden, there was an element of danger. Couldn't take the mark. Smith goes back towards Hudson.
2 bad signs by Richmond.
Grant, well played. Really well played. Brown's within range. Goes for it. Does it again. Does it again. What a goal.
What ball control off the deck by Chris Grant. He scooped it up with one hand and lost control a little bit and just pressed it against his leg and then moves it on by hand.
A couple of Richmond players let themselves down. Well, here we see Grant going after it, Doom, and as you said, he controlled it.
That is freakish. Presses it against his hamstring just to contain it.
Otten's in the ruck for the Tigers, but Joel Bowden and Andy Kellaway went one-handed when the pressure was on, and that's not a good sign for Richmond.
Have a look at Rowan Smith, right on the other side of the ground, all by himself.
Half forward flank.
Ottens wins it. G Knights is playing well. Cameron's getting plenty of it. Tigers need a goal again. Goes wide to Richardson.
He's got a limp. He's got a limp, Richo. Couldn't get onto a full stretch there.
Thought he did it about 5 minutes ago when he took that ball on the boundary line. It took him a while to get back to full forward. He's not 100%. It is a real testing time for Richmond at the moment, because at the moment they're not coming up to this challenge of going hard at the footy.
They've got one trump, though, and it's the bloke about to put his hand on it, Ottens.
Cameron works it to the line. Keeps it in. That's clever. But Ellis actually got a pretty good bounce in the end. Now he has to think about it. Cox in trouble, I think. Back to Ellis, in trouble. To Eagleton, they're in trouble. Campbell, Brown, clever, brilliant. Did it wonderfully well to Garlic. And then Garlic goes wide. West versus Chaffee. Chaffee just overran it. West has got 2 to take on. Knights was strong in the tackle. Chaffee did well to Burt. Rogers. I thought it was a clever kick. Gets to the back. Ottens. Still Ottens. Can he go all the way? It's not a bad kick. It's a chance. It's a good grab. It's a terrific mark by Benny Gale. Gee, there was some footy played there. Great footy play.
How brave were the Bulldogs by hand within 25 metres of goal, and then Richmond turning around on the centre wing there. A 3-on-1 against Scotty West, and then a very good pair of hands there by the big veteran.
And the big fella will be pretty happy with that. He's rucked for all the first quarter, most of this second quarter. Otten's taking a turn on the ball at the moment. The big fella's gone forward. He'll kick this.
Knights and Tipperdale off, and Gale kicks the goal. Bit like the first quarter, isn't it, at the moment? Just a wee bit.
Only a couple of kicks to Tippendale. Can't really find it tonight. Tibertina's run around with him. Started on him.
was a probing kick by Ottens, wasn't it?
He was searching for it.
Yeah, it was a long, flat kick. Forwards love it coming in like that.
Tivendale also off for the Tigers. We've also got Knights, and Cox is off for the Bulldogs, and Crofty now back at the goal square.
Some changes there, as Dermot said. Just 2 kicks for Tivendale. Garlick out of the centre. So the Tigers get back within touch here. Mismarked by Tawney. Hudson, well done. Eagleton's a goal kicker. Not this time. It was a good run down by the Tigers. They forced an error.
It was a good by Hudson. He actually waited a half second knowing that he was going to get body contact, but that was going to release Eagleton into free space.
So Burke, slow kick, but he finds Zilla. Uses Broderick. He's just come off the interchange. Broderick wide to Holland. He's got good hands. Lovely mark. Lovely mark in front of Penny. Gale goes for him. Ellis.
Went the mark.
Lovely hands. Cameron was a good handball coming out from Fiora. Campbell's kicked the goal. The captain's drilled it.
It's a taxing game the Doggies are playing. We saw them overuse the ball in the back line, but it requires a lot of effort and a lot of run out of there, and they will fatigue at the end of each quarter. And they've kicked the last 2, and it's almost a replay of the first quarter now. The Tigers are coming good. And a little bit selfish there by Craig Ellis. Second man up over the back of a big Richmond opponent, and should have sunk a fist into it and cleared it out of the zone, but he kept it there by the attempted mark.
Terry Wallace seeing a good lead eroded again here, much like the opening quarter.
8 Richmond players in their own forward line at the moment. 8 Richmond players in there because the Doggies playing loose man in defence, and they don't want that. So Richmond are going out back there to man him up.
Darcy, it was a low bounce and he got it best. Low in the fact that it didn't get up high. Gasper just leading Grant to the footy. Grant's given us one piece of football magic here in this term.
Great effort by Gasper not to let the ball through. Bouncing ball coming at him. He just made sure he got the body over it and he locked it up.
See, Matty Knights has run up and down the boundary line, just staring at the coach's box. So I want to be back on. Get me back on now.
9 free kicks to 1 Tigers' way.
Have you noticed that down there, Dipper, the umpiring? It's 9-1 the Tigers' way?
Not at all, Bruce, no.
So just outside 50, Dogs in attack. Zilla belts it away in a hurry. Richardson leading Ellis. It's getting very wide now. Ellis will force to the line. Ball still in, and Campbell helping.
Campbell being opposed by Garlick now. He had Libber in the first quarter. Hasn't had a great game to this stage. He got that last goal, which will lift his confidence. But you see Garlick has got touch on him. He won't let Wayne get a yard free.
Handball's heavily in favour. 67-45 in favour of the Dogs. Zilla turned his man very well and then torpedoes it to the goal square. Nearly Penny gets back.
He's done well, Luke Penny. Had a torrid first term and has fought his way back into reasonable touch.
He's got a little bit better since Brad Ottens went into the ruck.
So was that touched off the boot? So it's touched off the boot. The other umpires come in and called this touched off the boot. No mark to Penny. So instead of getting the play on call, they get a bounce here.
He might have stepped out of bounds when he went back to kicking, didn't he?
No, it was touched off the boot. The other umpires come in.
But when he thought he was out of bounds, when he thought he'd marked it, did he go back over the boundary, took it out?
No, the umpires come in. So Tigers get a break here. Broderick. Otten's held up, ball up.
We can see Zilla on top of that pack, number 19 for the Tigers. He's there because Johnson, his opponent, is having a run on the ball, number 6 for the Bulldogs. Broderick's having a run in the midfield. Campbell's having a bit of a spell in the forward line. Late in the second term, the coaches like to give their gun midfielders a bit of a breather.
And look where the umpire runs back into here. So he's going to bounce and run back into the goal square, is he?
Yep.
Gets back. So is there any room? Johnson gets it away. Chance here. Coughlin has just come on. Held up pretty well in the tackle. Dogs forced to the line. Gee, Holland was good. Cameron uses it to Kellaway. Not the best kick in the comp. Puts it up high. Doggies have got the best spot. Johnson belts away. Coughlin belted off it. Hunter was in there. Ball still to be won. Dogs trap it in. They could be in trouble. Comes out finally. Eagleton gets it out. Campbell hooks it back. Hard ball to be won. Ottens. Gee, they manhandled him. Burke kicks the goal. Tigers
4 deep. He missed it. David Burke, front and square, came through, picked it up, slammed it through. He'd be pretty happy with that.
Going well, Burke.
Here he is.
And Derm, you've picked it right through. Bulldogs start each quarter well, and then Richmond seem to have the run in the last 10 minutes of each turn.
It's a taxing game, the one the Bulldogs play. Requires them to run the full quarter out.
Gee, West got a high tackle. No free kick. Knight's back on the ground. Knight's doing really well.
I'll get it again here.
Roderick. Tigers in front for the first time tonight. Start to taste it. Rogers to 4 foot. Oh, Croft with courage. Ball still not won. Campbell over the top. Hunter. Croft. Mickey Martin like there, wasn't he? To Brown. Stops. Hates to waste it. Doesn't this time. Murphy. Classy player, Murphy. Johnson's a kick. Well marked.
Stretch that. Joel Bowden's pushed forward like he did last week, trying to expose his opposite number and hopefully pinch another goal before half-time.
Cox on for Hudson. So Johnson.
It's his 11th possession. Zilla been with him for most of the game.
Brown.
They play good tempo football, the Bulldogs. They just keep possession, short it round. Their foot skills are very good.
Robbins. It's a good spot up by Brown. Robbins to Grant. Well played, Gasper. That's as good as it gets down back. Knights. Well played. Terrific stuff. Chaffee. They should be all right. Holland. They played it well. Kellaway's got Rogers and Burke. Take your pick. Rogers gets it at half back. They've got some momentum, the Tigers. Can Hilton turn Murphy? Almost over the top. Burke's having a night out. Not this time. Overruns it. Johnson crunches him. Murphy under pressure. Burke got a finger on it. It was important. Zilla, well done. Gets it back to Hilton. Not a bad kick in the end. Bad bounce. How important is momentum at half-time? The team that's got the momentum leaving the ground at half-time here.
Pretty important to be in front at half-time because the crowd will get right behind you. And what a terrific spoiling effort by Darren Gasper. Great pass. Chris Grant out in front. Big, strong man. Gasper got the fist in.
It was such a good kick that Grant thought he had his opponent done, didn't he? That's why he went for the chest mark.
Broderick, Fiora, another left footer, but he hasn't got the hook. Gee, Tigers have had a lot of the footy in this quarter. Not sure what the inside 50s are in this term. We might check that, but you'd think they've had a lot more.
Hard to believe that the Bulldogs could have one free kick in an hour of football.
It is.
It's 13-12 the inside 50s. Tigers one more. Thought they'd had a bit more than that. They've had a lot more scoring shots. Cox goes wide. Gale just beat Darcy and Gale. Fiora's been handy.
They've set up shop, the Bulldogs, which means Richmond will have all the numbers around the middle of the ground now. Doggies have zoned back into defence. They're just going to try and protect it at the goal face.
Holland pops it up. Can Richo take it or Bowden? Bowden can.
Yeah, they're going to try and pinch one before half-time with him leading him from full forward. Push Ottens, push Richardson up.
Last 6 or 7 minutes, Joel Bowden's been playing from the goal square. Todd Curley went back with him, and very talented play. You can see that he's head and shoulders above his opponent there. The fellow who's playing a good game for the Tigers is Ben Holland. Centre half back, bit of a turn in the ruck. He's had a dozen possessions to this stage.
It's a great kick, Bowden. Tigers need this. They've really dominated parts of this quarter. 3 points in front. Bowden with a long run up. High kick, hooking and missing. So in this term, the Tigers have kicked 3 goals, 5, and the Doggies have kicked 2-2. 8 shots to 4.
Now this is an interesting ball clearance here. Cox taps it on the foot and plays on. He's going to try and find Darcy down the line.
So Cox forced to kick to a pack. Penny big fly. Broderick, did he get caught high? He did.
They're being stiff here, the Doggies. He's ducked into that as good. That's copybook ducking. He is feeding him duck that one, and the umpire's fallen for it.
Zilla short, and he goes short again. Fiora, it wasn't a good kick. Robbins, Cox, still under pressure. Ottens has got him.
Gee, they surge at the end of the quarter as the Tigers.
So young Bowden about to come on. This is Patrick Bowden. Joel's out there right now, his brother for the opposition. Tigers desperate for a late one. Curley wide. So Penny versus Holland. Penny, I think,
give it to me.
I reckon that was a dead heat as well.
Wry smile from Holland. He's happy. I thought Penny got it first, but it's such a hard angle.
Gee.
Fair call.
I reckon that's as good as close as one as you could ever get, isn't it?
Garlic, good tackle. He can't get it out. Eagleton can't get a kick away. Campbell was really good there. Hooks it back. Cox, well done, Burke. She's having a game, Burke. Goes in board. Campbell in trouble. Well played, Campbell to Ottens. He was absolutely 1 second away from being flattened, wasn't he?
Well, if you want to pick one bloke in the Richmond team to have the ball inside 50, they've got him.
David Burke from behind, reaches over, juggles the mark. Good decision to play on. He knows his limitations. He gets the quick handball to Campbell. That kick only went about 15 metres.
I love it when blokes on their team recognise to hit the target with their kick, they have to accept body contact. That's a good team player, and that's what Wayne Campbell did.
He takes his time, the big fella, doesn't he? He's a little bit like Matthew Lloyd.
Go back to momentum. Kicks this thick. They'll walk on water going off the ground, the Tigers, if he drills this.
Kicked a few in a row.
Almost on half-time as he kicked his fourth for the half. He's put it home. What a big play. This Tiger guttural roar surrounds the stadium as Ottens kicks 4, and the Tigers have kicked 6 of the last 8 goals in this match.
Well done by David Burke. Quick handball off to Campbell. Gee, short, sharp kick and in front.
Campbell's worked into it, hasn't he?
Yep, 8 possessions now.
You wonder why they don't have Libba back on him, because since Libba left the field, Campbell's come back into the action. And there's young Patrick Bowden. He's gone to full forward for the Bulldogs. Andy Kellaway, his opponent. Would be great if the young fella got a touch before half-time. There's his brother up the other end of the ground.
I reckon in Terry Wallace's defence, I reckon he recognises that he's got a lot of midfielders who can't go the full distance on a game, like Libba, and he needs to give them a breather, and he's going to take some pain during that time. And he's flooded his defence. He's got 8 men in defence here, left of screen, Terry Wallace, which means that Richmond are going to win it on the right-hand side of the screen every time.
Garlic, can there be a late goal for the Doggies here? They need it clean. Ottens misses the target. West, they've got one chance here, the Doggies, to fall forward. Bowden had a good fly. Can Grant get to Gasper? He held on to him for a moment. Gasper's away. The Tigers are going to have all the momentum at half-time. The kick to centre wing. Burke at the back, running out of time. Burke held up. But the Tigers have won the second quarter and they've won the first half. To 7-5. They kicked 6 of the last 8 goals of the half.
Pretty significant, Bruce. You can see Wayne Campbell, you can see Matthew Knights, the senior players. They're grouping the younger fellas together, and they'll go off a pretty tight group. They'll be pumped up. They know that they met the challenge that was always going to come. They had to wait 4 months for it, and they'll feel pretty good about what they've done in that first half.
Wayne Campbell giving some instructions there to young David Burke. Well, young David Burke, he's been around a while now, about kicking, dropping the ball onto the boot correctly. And there's still a lot of instruction there.
Benny Gale talking. Senior players leading the way. Wayne Campbell in front there. Started off slowly, had a much better second quarter.
Well, what a first half. It certainly didn't let anybody down, did it?
Doggies are not gone by a long... Wouldn't be surprised if the Doggies hit the front during this quarter, but you'd still expect after about the 20-minute mark for Richmond to come good again.
Libba back out there as he started the match and gets the kick to centre half forward. Gasper's done a great job on Grant. Ball to the back, Grant,
Power.
well done. The handball to space. Johnson couldn't get a run at it. Tippendale's been quiet. Lovely kick to Bowden. So those left footers and Cameron running. It's been a busy player, Cameron.
Bulldogs got an extra man in defence, Croft at the moment.
Kick to half forward, Penny at the back, Ottens in the front, ball in.
Very conscious of having that extra player back because of the marking ability of Richardson and Ottens and Burke, who played well in the second quarter.
It's almost conceded possession further up the ground to Richmond all night.
Dipper. Grant at the back. Thought Dip had something for us there. Tivendale and Eagleton.
Oh, sorry, I thought he said Libba. Now, Dipper, Crofty was just looking at the bench, just asking asking the bench if he should stay back there. He's once again, he's got his hand up for the bench.
Okay, we'll watch Croft. So Eagleton gets a free kick. Ironic cheers around the ground.
Yeah, big roar from the Bulldog supporters. They've had it pretty hard, I reckon, in the first half, so they'd be happy to get at least one.
Here's Curley. Good kick out wide to Darcy. Swings onto the left, so it's a good movement. Goes in short. Hudson almost. So one of those nights, Hudson, he's played pretty well, but not much has actually come from it. Burke, Chaffey down low. Out wide. Has Bowden got it? He has. It must have been close.
And Richardson by himself at the moment.
King, can he get it that far?
It's all over here, Bruce.
Here's Richo. He is on his own. Burke's only going to find him. Grant gets back. Does well. Ball still to be won. Gee, Chris Grant, what an effort. Came from the clouds there.
And what a superb effort. And look, David Burke's kick was good. If it had a tiny bit more punch on it, would have cleared there, Chris Grant.
And Alice Richardson's opponent was 80 metres away.
Murphy. Gee, what a lost chance there by the Tigers.
Good effort by Chris Grant to come back and not give a free kick away.
Smith gets it from Dimartina, short to Croft.
He's the spare man in defence at this stage.
Eagleton would love a big game in such a pressure-packed environment. Out wide to Curley, continuing to get the footy. Sets it up. Hunter, who's gone forward. Hudson at the back. Left foot. He's so close to having a huge night, isn't he?
There's that little lull, as I say, after half-time. And it lasts about 3 or 4 minutes when the crowd don't get into it. Not many people get into it. It looks like Simon Cox sitting it out there with a rug over the knee.
And the runner there, did you see the runner? He's just spent about the last 30 seconds talking to Craig Ellis, so you just cannot get 80, 100 metres away from a player like Richardson.
You run off when you're a real good show to receive it down the ground, not on the toss of a coin.
Gee, Cameron's kick's a beauty. Bowden will get a free kick. Not paid. I thought he got a high one there. Dimartina threaded his way through cleverly and releases Garlic. Eagleton, can he finish this one off? He's just missed.
Well, they need these, the doggies.
Hit the post. So 2 running shots for goal, Eagleton, and the first one was out on the full under pressure. Thought Bowden should have got this.
Just turned his body, took his eyes off it a bit. He's got to be stronger than that.
And Darcy actually took the heat out of the bump when he saw the cough up. So, yeah, good decision by the umpire. Well done.
It was. So Cameron, great kick a moment ago to Bowden.
Look at this big zone in front of him. There's 15 guys, 16 guys in the zone for the Bulldogs. And they're going to force him to go short with this. It's on down the line again, short again.
So they touched it 3 times to Chaffey. Now, that's the important one. Kellaway stood up, marked it. Scotty West has had a fair bit, but not a big game, has he?
14 possessions, but hasn't really dominated.
Zilla, been busy, Zilla.
Darcy trying to move down the line. Really hasn't taken a mark around the ground, Luke Darcy. Need to get some out of him. He's been good in the centre, but not down the ground.
King to Knights. Well played, Knights. Releases Holland. Back to King. He's 48 metres out. Little chip. Too far for Fioria. Good take by Ellis, but Hilton's got him. Goes back to Harrison. Good kick, Harrison, and he finds Eagleton. 7-7, 8-10. Real stalemate here.
The man you spoke of's on.
Kept his eye on it. West against Holland.
Croft has pushed forward. He's the spare man. He's pushed forward.
Dimartina calling for it now. Brown the go-to. Well played. Tawney played him well. Cameron, perfect kick to Tivendale. He's got Hilton out wide. He goes that way. Hilton at centre wing to half forward. Ellis front spot. Ottens at the back was very, very good. Got it to ground and then holds up Ellis for a ball up.
Even in the periods where the Doggies have been controlling the game, if Richmond could find a crumbing forward, they'd be about 6 goals ahead by now.
And we just see a replay of Craig Ellis. Richo sitting back in the goal square. He's got to push forward. He's got to make a contest.
9-point game. Fioria. Campbell hooks back to the hot spot. Richardson waits for the bounce. Curley's at the back. Burke's going to run hard. Nearly got him. Kick to Hudson. He's got Croft on. He's clever, Hudson. Turned 31 in the last week. Goes to West. West to centre half forward. Hunter's the go. Well played. At the back by Holland. Hilton to help out. Wants the line. Finds it.
probably noticed there, boys, Hunter's moved forward and Chris Grant's just playing between centre half back in the middle, just playing that loose man across the centre there.
Well, the fact that the Doggies are playing a loose man back means that Richmond can bottle it up, and their small forwards are just leading into the back of opposition players, so they can't get free space to lead to.
King up and under, kick to centre wing. Here's Grant. Gee, Gasper's a competitor, isn't he? Really does well there. And then Fioria takes it away from Smith, whose second effort was outstanding. They need to stand up here, the Doggies. They haven't kicked a goal since the 14-minute mark of the second quarter, and we've been playing 7 minutes here. Tigers are onto them. Pushing the back. Goes back to Chris Grant.
It was a good steal by Libera originally.
Do you think the umpires look at the free kicks at half-time, Dermot, and say maybe we better get this imbalance corrected?
Well, there's no doubt that they get told like a coach, an umpire's coach would be telling them how they're going.
Curley chipping in.
You've still got to look for them when they're on, though.
Oh, yeah. Joel Bowden has to tighten up. So too Matthew Knights. West is getting plenty of the ball.
Holland work front. Hunter had a crack at it. Gets a second crack. Tackle okay. Eagleton needs to find a body. He gets it to Brown. Brown rides a tackle. Handball to Libba. To Tivendale from the front. Dimartina gets a good kick in. It's a goal!
One or the other.
No, Mark paid to Darcy. Mark paid to Darcy right on the line.
One thing you notice about that mark, though, Darcy's barely taken a grab around the ground, and if ever there was a situation he should stretch and take it in the hands, everybody else is down. He's got the sail over the top. He jumped as high as he could and took it on the chest. He's lost confidence above his head here, Luke Darcy. This might put a bit back into him. A significant, telling, tiny little thing like that shows you where his mind is at the moment.
This to put the Dogs within 3 points, and he goes.
Would not be surprised at all if the Doggies hit the front by 2 goals, but it'll get whittled back again.
I tell you what, they're hard to get to him at goals right now, aren't they?
Well, Kingsley Hunter's pinch hit for them up forward a couple of times this year, but the thing that worries me is he's done that at the ends of various games when the heat's out of them, and at the moment he's finding it a little bit hot up forward to actually get hold of the ball and get a clean shot on goals. Well done by Denver.
David Burke's just been taken from the field. He's having a walk, and young Pettifer's gone to the goal square.
What about Libba's ability to get that hard handball away to Dimartina? So important, wasn't it?
Just terrific, because the tackle was right on him. He was able to get it away just like that, quick on the boot.
Starting to work into the game again, Libba. Kellaway. So Dermot reckons they might hit the front of the Doggies, as they did in those first 2 quarters. Zilla finds the line.
Professional kick.
And once again, boys, Chris Grant's now moved back to centre half forward in the true position.
Yeah, good little throw out there. Teddy Whitten would have been proud of that one. Clever play. Knew he was blindsided to the umpire.
Brown and Gasper. Eagleton.
He's been important, Eagleton.
Just very interesting now. Ottens is in the ruck. Darcy's taken Ottens to the goal square for the Bulldogs, and that's good play by Darcy, because he's taking him out of the ruck contest. We see Grant will ruck against Gasper and win.
Knights. Gee, that was good umpiring, because there was a Tiger that went over the top. Grant's kick. Eagleton. So he's had 10 possessions, Eagleton, in a short time.
Just smart play, because Chris Grant in a ruck contest is too strong for Darren Gasper.
8-3 inside 50 this quarter for the Doggies.
Start the quarters well.
Yeah, they do. To get the distance, he's almost going to have to run directly along the boundary line to get his big left hook foot into it, so he's going to be wanting to pass off.
Brown goes early for him.
Taking a lot of time here, be looking for options.
He is a good long kick on the run. You would have thought this might be just beyond him. We'll find out in a moment. Coming back, but it's not going to be a goal, so it's a behind after all of that. 8-8 to 8-10.
A few shots on goal already at the 10-minute mark.
Well, pick a winner. It's tough, isn't it? I mean, the Doggies making the early running here.
Well, I think it's just what we wanted, Bruce. It's a contest. We've got 2 teams having a real crack at it. Big crowd enjoying it.
Cameron's kick looks outstanding. It is to Fioria. Wanted to play on, I thought. Does now, and quickly on. Look at this. They've got 2 on here. Kellaway should use a better kick. King, Hilton wants it, gets it, can goal. Straightens up. Can he get enough on it? I think he can, and he does it. Well played.
There was method in the madness of Fiora just wanting to play on when the ball came up. When the ball was travelling through the air, you saw those 2 players led by Hilton recognise their teammate was going to accept. They just took off straight down the line.
A couple of players there really didn't want to have a kick. Andy Kellaway's confidence is down tonight. Clinton King knows his limitations. Rory Hilton will have a shot from 90 metres out.
It's a great kick in too for the Tigers.
Yep, that made it. That's the goal there.
Cameron's kicking was outstanding, wasn't it, to set it up there?
It just was the perfect bit of play. Fullback kicking it to a player, get it out wide to the wing, and run it into the forward 50.
Feel like the Doggies need the next goal here, don't you? West, Eagleton, Knights runs him down, Ottens, well done, Libba.
What a magnificent tackle by Liberatore on the big man.
Talk about David and Goliath, Woolsey.
Well, that's what he's made his reputation. Have a look at that. Twice the size of him, and he gets the tackle around below the shoulders, doesn't give away a free kick. Perfect tackle.
And Danny Frawley's turned the tables here. He's actually got 7 Bulldogs in their own forward line this time, so he's made a packed defence.
Libba out wide. Hilton has kicked a couple of goals. He's been handy. Cameron continues to get plenty of it. Lovely kick in board to Wattens. 4 goals in the opening half. Knights has had a good match. Good spot up here and a great kick to Kellaway.
Was a great kick. He meant that every step of the way. Andy Kellaway, he'll try to give it off, I would think.
He's pushing forward, Kellaway, isn't he?
They've got some run, the Tigers.
Where's Richo?
He'll want to pass.
He's led. There, he'll give it off. He didn't want to kick it, Andy Kellaway.
So Bowden back to Kellaway. They haven't quite been able to get what they want here. Not at all. Darcy to Murphy, interesting. To Brown, to Croft. No, he doesn't want to go there. He wants to go longer. Gee, he's put it in the Tigers, hasn't he? Unusual. And then Gale uses Knights, who goes back. There's no one behind Holland, by the way. He's the last man standing. Short to Richardson. Can't turn it over here, the Tigers. It'll come from the goal. Lovely kick. Thought Ottens was a chance. Chaffee. Little chip, Gasper's a chance. Grant at the back. Oh, it doesn't affect the spoil. Gasper's taken a beauty and gives Grant a bit for his measure. Puts him on his bottom.
What a clever kick going into Gasper as well. There was a sea, an absolute sea of Bulldogs players within 15 metres of goal here. Let's have a look at this clever Chaffee kick. And Chris Grant puts the face mask on here. Just got a bit of his mitt into the face there, and that's why Darren Gasper pushed him to ground.
Hasn't kicked a goal this year.
And has kicked 12 in his career. So he'll be a bit toey, dude.
And all lucky ones.
Has not kicked a goal this season. He has
Good man.
I'll tell you what, they're going to take some tossing now, the Tigers.
Well, that's a real victory to Richmond because Chris Grant's been playing around midfield, dropping across half-back. Darren Gasper's gone with him. Good coaching by Frawley to keep Gasper on Grant and for Grant to enable his opponent to take a mark and kick a goal down there. That's worth 2 goals to the Tigers.
Fired up, Frawley. They've been outscored in the last quarter, in the last 3 matches by an average of 4 goals, the Tigers. They may need a cushion, but right now, they're travelling like winners. It's only 14 points.
Roderick back in the midfield, and his tackling's been very good.
Just feels like it's a silly statement, but it's a big 14 points.
Feel better for the Tigers when Gale's doing the ruck work and Ottens goes forward. That's what's happened now.
Just smart enough against Darcy, isn't he, to make it a 0-0 draw in there.
Dimartina low, Holland gets out to Darcy. Terrific tackling by the Tigers. West was wonderful to Croft. Croft takes them all on. Like General Custer, wasn't he? Goes to 4-4. Could Grant do it to Gasper? Not quite. Clever, clever. Great tackle. What a contest within a contest. Gasper and Grant.
Oh, Chris Grant, you see the expletives. He's out there playing playing footy, but the expression on his face, he's saying to himself, that's as good an opportunity I've got to beat this gun player, but he's a smaller man, and he knows he should have gobbled that one up. He's a good player, Gasper.
Darcy got rid of Gale, goes back to Libba. Libba for goal. Libba kicks the goal. That's his first this season.
They will come again, the Doggies. Talked about Richmond will drop off in the last quarter. They can hardly win a last quarter this whole season, and the Doggies have been very good in the first 20 minutes of each quarter. You just get the feeling now that they're just keen to get hold of it here. And Darcy, once again, not much around the ground tonight, but at the bounce downs, no matter where it is, gee, he takes a power of stopping. He's able to get two hands up. He puts body on the opposition ruck, and he's still able to get two hands in the air, so he gets a lot of clean takeaways. He almost did it at half forward 30 seconds beforehand.
This game's lived up to its build-up, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been terrific. No easy goals. Every goal hard-earned.
So 7 Doggies forward again.
Darcy wins it to Brown, to centre half forward. Missed by Johnson, he'll be disappointed. Ball comes out. Johnson, left foot, good kick, front of the square. Grant and Gasper, ball on the ground. Terrific tackles, 2 of them. Grant was the second one, ball up.
So that first 10 minutes of this quarter where the Doggies have had clean shots on goal from Eagleton and the likes, that's probably going to be pretty costly when you all tally it up at the end of the night. We'll see Kingsley Hunter come off.
Great tackle there by Croft.
Taken by Gale to Holland. Out of play.
Under siege the Tigers at the moment. This is the period of the game where the Bulldogs could win it. It's the 17-minute mark of the third quarter. If the Bulldogs can kick a couple of goals in the next 6 or 7 minutes, set themselves up at three-quarter time to be just in front, knowing that the Tigers have disappointing final quarters, could be significant.
Gale gets rid of Darcy, uses Cameron. Cameron clever, Tawney okay. Cameron's got King short, he uses him. King can run, we know that. Who's in front for him? Goes short to Holland, that was good work, Holland. He worked very hard, long kick, wants Richardson at the back. Penny takes a chance, Ottens, he's in trouble. I reckon he's gone.
He turned into a rabbit and he went burrowing.
Good decision.
Garlick-off, pops back on.
It's no good ducking your head and saying, what about the free kick, umpire?
Second time. Yeah, he burrowed into it.
Rowan Smith, well tackled.
Good decision, umpire.
Brown at half-back.
Starting to cover ground. Brown as well. Poor kick. There's a couple in this quarter he's kicked directly to the opposition now.
This big fella's had a terrific game. 17 possessions, playing at centre half-back.
King and also Petter forgotten one another's road. Penny to Smith to Harrison. Wants young Bowden. This is Patrick Bowden. First possession to Cox. Good man to give it to. Great kick to Hudson. This is what they pay Hutto for, to kick these goals.
Oh. Can't believe it.
It was just going to test him the distance, and he thought, I'll get a spot up here. Patrick Bowden had run through the line.
Holland's wobbly old kick gets to King. King's been busy. Finds Ottens.
He'll look for Richo. Richo's in the forward 50, about 10 metres behind Dallas.
Up and under kick. Can Richardson get into the frame? He does. He gets rid of a couple. Gee, Libba was good. He stopped Broderick's run there for Smith.
He did.
Smith short. How big's the next goal in the context of this match?
Next goal is huge. Bulldogs get it. They're only a couple of points behind, and the crowd right behind them.
Good kick by Eagleton to Croft. Croft stretches Holland, kicks to Bowden at centre half forward, misses the lot. Great attack by Johnson. Handball to the right man. Goes for it, and does it again. He just puts the hairs on your back as straight as you can get him, that fella. He is a beauty.
He's a classic young Nathan Brett. He gets the clean miss here. Out straight through to the keeper, that one. No snick on it. And you just saw the handball. You have your heart in your mouth if you're a Richmond supporter. You saw the handball going out wide. You don't want it in that guy's grasp.
Pretty excited, the Bulldogs, and why not? Great handball by Brad Johnson to the running Brown, who goal. Pretty important for Benny Gale to get a touch on this.
Sort of does. Campbell has been quiet in this term. Mark by Smith.
This bloke is the guy they really want to turn it on in the next 30, 40 minutes of footy. They haven't got a great deal of run from the blokes in the absolute centre circle. They're going to need it off the back flank, and Rowan Smith's the man.
This is what he does so well. Gets it from Dimartina, tries to set it up. Brown, Grant, good mark by Holland.
He's a good player.
So Holland doing well to Gasper. Gasper's kick wide. Interesting for Richardson versus Ellis.
Good play.
They've got the numbers. King did well. Does it stay in play? Curley to put the pressure on. King was brilliant. Well done. Back to Tawney. Did very, very well. Lovely kick to Richardson. Can Richo kick a goal? This will bring the house down. He doesn't. We're getting the bad Richo tonight. It doesn't mean that he's not trying his heart out. He is. But we're just not getting the good Richo.
And that big supporter was trying to tell him where to target it.
It's a mixed package. When he's good, he's very good. And when he's bad, he can be ordinary, but he can also be the match winner.
Yeah, tell you what, Mae West would have loved him, wouldn't she? Out wide. That's probably too old for you, though. The Dipper wouldn't know Mae West either.
When I'm good, I'm good. And when I'm bad, I'm really bad.
Who's going to win it, Dipper?
I reckon that don't know yet, Bruce. Come on.
Thanks, mate. Darcy and Gale. Gale did well. Campbell. Haven't seen a few of the Tiger stars in this quarter. Kicked to half forward. Ellis versus Richardson. Great mark, Ellis.
Great effort. He worked hard to keep front spot, Ellis, didn't he? He could feel the weight behind, but he didn't falter and took a strong mark and the whack that came with it.
You really saw that, Wolsey, that Richo fatigued when he had that shot on goal, and he's slow to get to that one.
It's his first kick tonight, Ellis.
Is it?
It's at 8 handballs. Bowden at the back. Hudson. It's a lot of on-field time tonight. Had a lovely kick. Cox searches for it. We know he's a beautiful kid. He's at 52 now. Well, that's not a good result.
It's a disappointing kick. Had to put it to the front of the goal square. The runner will go to him. He knows he's made a bad mistake. Had to put it to the front of the goal square. Eagleton's had 8 kicks this quarter. Rowan Smith's had 7 off half-back. Ben Holland, 10 marks at centre half-back for the Tigers.
Chaffee out wide. Mrs. Knights. Gee, 10 minutes ago, the Tigers were going well, weren't they?
It's a game of momentum. The momentum certainly swung the Bulldogs' way. And Dipper a change down there.
Yeah, Coffey coming off and Robbins on again.
Gasper and Grant. You fancy Grant in these situations. Cut off by Campbell. Eagleton to put the pressure on. Campbell's hands were good. King's had a busy quarter. Back to Bowden. Bowden forced to go with the right foot. Gets to centre wing. Ottens and also Penny. Knight puts a tackle on West and it'll be a ball up. There's the internet tonight. So if you want all the details of this match, any injuries, reports, or whatever might come out of it, and what the ladder tells you at the end of the night, i7sport.com.au.
Darcy, as we described about 5 minutes ago, has pushed forward into the forward line for the Doggies, and Big Benny Gale's gone with him.
West was terrific as Campbell tried to get it clear. Eagleton again. Hudson doesn't take the mark. Got a bit of a shove, maybe. Bowden at centre wing. He's had a lot of kicks out there tonight. Wants Knights. Stands his ground, but Harrison over the top.
Well, it's pretty desperate stakes now. The players are really throwing themselves into it. I reckon that's a worry for the Tigers, Dermot. You've got Darcy playing at centre half forward. Benny Gale, in effect, is centre half back. Benny Gale won't be happy there. And this man, the captain, doing the ruck work, Chris Grant, up against Ottens.
Ottens in the front. Down to King. Well read Tivendale. Hardly seen him. Long kick. Big kick. Goal. It's a goal from nowhere. Well, how big is that from a bloke that's been struggling all night to just load one up, almost a Hail Mary, and get it home?
He's a show, though, isn't he? Always a show, and the umpy gets a foot on it too. Actually, I tell you what, have a look at this. Hits the umpire, but I'm not so sure it wasn't going to go on and hit the post. Yeah, probably a bit unfair.
It's close, no doubt about it.
Hits the umpy. Yeah, it's hit the umpy, and he was on the line. 90% of the time, it's probably going to be a goal. Has to award it. It's up to him. And the ball has to completely go to the outside of the white line of chalk.
So the Tigers by 8 points. What a quarter this has been. The Tempo's raised again in this match, hasn't it? Bad handball by Gasper. Robbins with fresh legs. Short to Brown. Half volley. Cole Pretty. Absolutely brilliant. Eagleton doing well. So's Cameron. Ball up, I think. Umpire lets it go. Well done. Ball up now.
How good was Brown? I reckon he was that quick. He was too quick for his teammates. They weren't aware what he was up to. He's a step ahead of everyone out there.
He's a thinker, all right. Remember that handball over the back in the first quarter that he did?
Oh, he's a real talent.
That's probably just one of the little reasons why he doesn't explode pace-wise. He just thinks so quickly. He's always got away with it.
Darcy to Bowden. That's Patrick to Grant. 50 metres out. It's a good kick. It's a goal too.
That's a star goal.
Fantastic goal for the captain.
Now, don't be critical of Richo down the other end. Richo got the ball, worked hard to get it, and fatigued on the death and kicked a shocker out in the full. You look at Chris Grant when he gathers that ball, he's fatiguing as he gets it. Watch him stagger, falling forward, and then composes and nails it.
Nails it on his left foot as well. Yeah. How good's that?
And he had fatigue when he got it. He actually got the stumbles first up. What a player.
Been a great quarter of football.
Oh, terrific.
11-8 to 11-10. Who's going to be in front at three-quarter time?
And I just think that Danny Frawley's going to have to use Ottens in the ruck in the last quarter. You can see the big fella, Benny Gale, he's just about spent the lot, and I reckon he'll need Ottens to ruck the last quarter, which means a goal kicker's missing up forward.
5 to zip in the centre breaks this third quarter.
And 15 to 6 Dermy over the match.
In the favour of the Doggies.
Lipper's kick. Oh, West was great. Running with it, but he's off. He's off. Oh, gee.
Now, the umpire probably couldn't tell from there, and he was off all right, but that's a break that's gone the Doggies' way. He's got Dimmer on out wide if he eventually sees him. He wants the corridor, though.
Coming home hard, the Doggies. The kick to fall forward. Grant! Almost. Chaffee's been a good player. To Kellaway's in trouble. Gee, had to get that handball away. Tivendale under the puck. Brown's got him. It'll be a ball up.
See, in the first 5 minutes of the game, Andy Kellaway's confidence was not up there, and every time he gets it tonight, he's ducking and weaving and just hasn't got any confidence. We see him there, he's not quite sure, and very nearly gets caught holding the ball. Just gets a handball away.
This is the tackle which was so important. Hudson just able to stick the claw on.
Dimatina in the pocket. Misses.
You don't want him to have it in that situation. He's a good player. That's not his game. I tell you what, there's some intensity out there. What a good game of footy. Free kicks for the match, 6-11 in favour of the Tigers. They go centre.
Deep, deep, deep into what has been a wonderful third quarter of footy. Oof. Tawney gets it. Gee, short to Hilton, gets through Knight's legs. His leg power's starting to go. Knight's good kick by Smith. To Curley, this could be the last attack of the quarter. To fall forward, it's rolling through. The Doggies are in front. Curley's kicked 2 for the match. The Doggies will lead at three-quarter time. Well, we're going to find out what sort of tickers in the Tiger tank tonight, aren't we?
Well, they've been brave so far, but this is David Burke. He's been good, but once again, a small man is able to push him off the ball. I mean, he's a 6'4", 6'5" bloke, and he's been pushed off and shepherded out by a bloke the size of a rover.
Good effort by Robbins. Really protected the ball all the way through. Darcy up against Gale.
Doggies lead at three-quarter time. What a quarter of footy. Mighty roar goes round the ground for this big Friday night. Knight's got it from Gale to King to half forward. Ellis went really early on Richardson. No free kick. Penny goes towards the line. Ottens has been so good. Back to Knights. Knights had a long talk to the coaching staff at three-quarter time, and they changed the board after they spoke to him. King, can Richo do it now? Ellis doesn't quite take it. Burke slaps it out. Was it a throw? Doggies wanted it more, I reckon. Just in that instance, and Smith comes away, finds the target in Cox. Cox wide. Good-looking kick to Hudson. Well done, though, by the Tigers. It was Kellaway. Back to Grant. Grant and Gasper's been the jewel of the night. The stats are low, but the intensity's been enormous. Robbins gets a free kick.
Clever. Didn't really want to accept possession.
Quick to play on. Forced to go left and wide. And finds Johnson. He's almost capable from here. He can kick a goal from here.
He's 50-50 from there, Bruce. He's entitled to have a shot. If nothing presents itself, go back and have a shot.
Be a tough kick for him because he actually swings them across the face from here, opposite to your normal right footer. So
he's just got to match a Timmendale kick from that pocket.
Seen him do them from here. It's a funny old kick off the boot. It's coming back. He's kicked it. How important was that? Huge goal. They've kicked 5 of the last 6 goals, the Doggies.
Well, they could roll over here, Wolsey. That's the normal theme that we've seen over the last 5-10 years of the Tigers, or they could show us some bravery.
Yeah, good kick by Brad Johnson. He's been kicking goals all year. He was always a 50-50 chance from there.
The moment's arrived for the Tigers.
Definitely.
If they give them 5 goals start and come back and lose by 2, that's not good enough. This is the moment now. They need the next goal. King to half forward, Ottens marks it.
Good effort, Daddy. Stumbled at the last second, still held it.
Uses Campbell, he's within range almost. Doesn't quite get it, they've got the numbers. Can Burke get forward? Harrison holds him up. Well played, can't quite get it out. Burke has a crack at it, they hold him up. Ellis gets him, ball up.
Decision she's calling for.
Interesting, Burke in the goal squeeze. Had a couple of goes, hasn't been able to quite get it.
Wouldn't try for the climb over the top then. Tried to keep his feet and rove it. And he's no good on the deck. He's just got to fly for it.
Darcy brought it down. Little hands by Fiora. Bowden, he's really clever. He can't get a kick. Terrific tackling by Murphy, the youngster. West gets it out wide. This is Bowden, young Bowden. Holland gives a free kick away. Dutchie's disappointed.
You've got Rowan Smith on the loose here.
Well, he's the man they want to get running.
Gee, Norman's in that.
So Bowden's kick is a good one. To Robbins, very fresh legs, Robbins.
And they're quick.
Cox. Just stretched him under it a bit. Hudson. Still Hudson. Kellaway with him. Ball comes out. Chaffee, like a little hen getting in there, picking away, wasn't he? Should say a rooster, really. It'll be a boundary throw.
Yeah, Robbins only the 5 possessions, but since he's come on after half-time, he's given them zip and pace.
Who's the trump card there? Is there anyone there? Crofts there? Could they use someone to make a difference?
Crofts the one with experience on his side and a very, very good footy brain.
And Timmendale's come off for the Tigers, and Rogers playing on the wing. It's about the 4th position to try to find him tonight.
It's been a pretty quiet night, Matty Rogers. Only 5 possessions.
So 4 of the last 5 goals the Doggies have kicked, and they've got a couple of goal lead here. DiMartino, well done. Bowden looks the part. This is Patrick on his wrong side. The left kicks to fall forward. Tawney belts it away. Grant's read it pretty well. He's in the pocket. Check side. Across the face. Johnson. Boundary throw in.
Actually got too much purchase on the ball there, Chris Grant.
Kicked it too far, didn't he?
Yeah.
Boy, Tigers, reckon you'd be nervous. You'd be sitting on the edge of your seat, wouldn't you?
The numbers around the contest.
Kick forward and out on the fall.
Benny Gale has to come off the ground. He's shot. He's done all that he can. He just can't get off the ground in the ruck contests. Just tries to check side it. Doesn't quite connect.
And the fact that it came back right to left at the end means he just got a bit too much in the middle of the ball.
Good kick by Bowden to Zilla. Gee, Kellaway didn't do a great job to hold Cox up. Zilla to Hilton. Hilton's a lovely long kick when he has to. Gets too close to the man on the mark. To Smith, up and under, went nowhere. Numbers are with the Doggies. Poor performance by the Tigers forward. This is a waste, isn't it? The signs are not good. Cox's kick. Curley's had a pretty big match. Kick 2, goes to Grant and finds him.
Now, Chris Grant saw that Curley had it. He ran back to goals, and Gasper was in between him and the goals. He gave him a two-handed palm push into the chest, bench press motion. Gasper went backwards, he doubled back towards Curly, and that's how he got that break.
Chasing jumpers, the Tigers at the moment.
They don't look good, Bruce. The forwards look dispirited. I think Ottens needs to go into the ruck. Benny Gale off the field. I don't know who's got fresh legs amongst the Tigers, Dipper, down there at bench level.
Yeah, you're spot on there. This reminds me, Bruce, of Wayne Carey. This is the moment, mate.
And you're back him to kick it.
Tell you what, though, the fair bit of the coach came out in Wolsey then. He wants the players off. Who can do what?
Well, Benny Gale's done all that he can, but I reckon Ottens has to go into the ruck now.
50 metres out. It's a good kick. He's put it home. The captain stands very tall right now. Good call, Dipper. He's kicked 3. Suddenly, it's a 3-goal ball game, and you can't find a way for the Tigers when you go around, can you?
Not without Richardson firing.
No, and the second efforts in the forward line are a real worry. David Burke, Richo, Rory Hilton's kick into the forward line was just terrible. Just didn't give them any hope at all. Rebounded for a goal.
What can the coach do now?
Terry Wallace is actually happy to have Richmond try and bottle up his forward line. He fancies his backman one-on-one against the Richmond forwards once the ball hits the deck. Let's find out this time.
King to Richardson. Missed it again. Got a shot. The other umpire called it, not the one closest. The second umpire called the free kick.
He'll go long.
He does. He gets good purchase. It's a long kick. It's right there and belted away through for behind.
But again, he goes long. Ottens gave the lead. He ignored the lead. At least give Ottens a chance to get back to the goal square.
He probably has to kick 2 goals in the last quarter for him to win, Richo, doesn't he? He has to do something.
Yeah, active.
So Smith, 11-11 to 14-8.
Two on one, Richmond's favour.
Can they win the ball, the Tigers? They've still got the numbers. Richardson's got Knights very short. Uses him now. Knights outside his range. He'll want to give it off here.
Ottens has got to be the target.
Geez, a funny old kick to Richo. Got him. Wants to play on almost.
No, I don't think he did.
He thought about it. Well, he's got to kick this. He's dead in front, 40 metres out. Good play by Knights, just to set it up for him. Which could be the start. You've got to keep Richo in the forward line, get Ottens in the ruck, get Benny Gale off the ground. Need to know who's on the bench, Dip. Let's have a look at them. Young Pettifer, he's smart. Broderick, he's been good when he's come on. Looks like Tivendale. You've got to throw Tivendale on because he can win a game for you with his long kicks from midfield.
Watch the ball, Matthew, not the target.
45 metres out. He's done it. He's done it, Richo. Well, we said he had to kick 2 in the last quarter for them to win. He's given them a sniff, hasn't he?
Absolutely. And he's just about spent, but he's one of these blokes who can get surges, gives off here and follows through. Follows through and gets on the edge of this chip kick. Thought Ottens was going to be the target.
It's good mark.
Yeah, good mark running with the flight. Plenty of courage shown.
And that's just a get off me. I don't reckon he's thinking about playing on then. Well done.
This match deserves a grandstand finish, doesn't it?
Big time. That's the Doggies forward line.
Tigers still very much alive. Campbell's hands terrific. King again out of the centre. Not such a good kick. West marks it. Just got nothing on it, King. And West has got runners out wide. Decides to go down the centre. Long kick, Grant the target. At the back, Gasper's going to have to play a huge last quarter. He's been good all night, but Grant's kicked 3. Gasper takes the ball on. That's pretty huge. And then kicks it wide to Richo. He needs it clean. He doesn't if they turn it over.
He was on railway tracks then. Richo couldn't come back for it.
Good kick by West. Curly having a really good match. Goes to fall forward. Grant Nelly played Gale. Rogers to Holland to Hilton. They're stoic down back at the moment, the Tigers. Short. Mark taken by Bowden. They need a huge last quarter out of Bowden.
They do. He's playing in the midfield.
Hilton. Hilton's little kick is a good one. They're released. Cameron goes for goal. Needs a bounce. Rolls it through. They're coming back. This game is getting better by the minute.
Well, win, lose or draw, the Tigers are answering the questions we've put on them for so many years now. They're having a real dip.
And good play by David Burke. David Burke's in the goal square. He leads to the pocket. He opens up the square behind him and enables that ball to bounce through. Good sacrifice by David Burke. We might see Burke leading into the pocket. There he goes. Great work, Burkey.
Yep, good.
What a roar. Stakes couldn't be a whole lot higher for a round 17 match with the build-up, the history and where they are on the ladder. And it's all up for grabs again because Richmond has answered.
And Westy's been terrific in the midfield. He's just really risen to the occasion. Matthew Knights is trying to put a tag on him at the moment.
Dimartina screaming the instructions on the boundary line at them.
14 possessions for Westy till half-time, and, well, he's had another 11 since then, so he's got a fair bit of this game yet to go.
Holland's been good all night. King 6 kicks this term. Belts it forward. Richardson couldn't get into it really. Murphy, Knights, terrific tackle. Fioria needs something quick and finds it.
Play on him.
Play on. Ottens belts it out. Ellis's little kick away. Tigers are at him. Ottens brilliant. Knights, clever. Wonderful stuff, Knights. Didn't blaze. Saw Richo and found him.
And the reason he found Richo is that Richo runs forward in the play at every opportunity.
How strong was Ottens in the crunch there to get the footy out? Richardson, we said 5 minutes ago, needed to kick 2 goals to keep them in it. If he kicks his second goal, he puts them in front.
Good composure by Matty Knights as well. When everything's a surge, he still had vision.
He's got it. They're in front. The champ has stood up at long last.
Doggies will come again. Luke Darcy will be good in the centre circle again. Good tackling's held it in there.
Thought Ottens was fantastic there.
And followed up the work.
Knights was just really good with his composure. Could have blazed away. Saw Richardson run forward to the plate and just put it on his lap.
What skill though? I reckon he was thinking long kick and his foot was on the backswing, and when it was coming down I reckon he saw Richo and then just tempered the weight of it. Just pure class and skill by Matthew Knights.
Well, Danny Frawley asked Richo for a big one at 3/4 time. He's lifted.
A couple of players in and under the ball. West and King have been terrific in this quarter.
Yeah, King's got fresh legs, obviously. Robert been off for the first half. And for the Doggies, Robbins and Patrick Bowden. All the other boys have had a good night.
Nathan Brown back in the middle.
Darcy to Brown. Campbell did well. Can't give a free kick away. 50-50. King, down low, Libber to Garlic. Garlic's handball okay. The Doggies are away. Smith's little kick. You reckon there's still a twist and a turn in this match or two, don't you? Curley called to play on. Bowden stalking him. Can't get him. Curley blazed. Didn't have to. Tigers with all the numbers. Chaffee, quick to Cameron. Cameron on the burst. Goes long to Richo. He's got him. He might be the match winner in the end.
Good kick by Leon Cameron. They go to him every time.
Ottens can't win it. Penny beat him. Comes wide to Robbins.
It's on out wide.
Run down almost by Rogers.
Gee, it's a good kick. He had nothing long. He had to short it.
Johnson's got a lot of room to his left.
Out wide. Now give it to Brown surely. He's kicked 3. There is nobody better to have it right now. He's missed.
He's a surgeon normally with those.
Leon Cameron do the kicking in. He's the player they like to give it to. He brings it out of the defence as good as anyone. Hit Richardson with a 55-metre pass.
We might get the reward this game deserves.
Gee, it's been a good game.
All tied up. Could go that close.
He's got Holland short, decides not to go. Has he got the legs? Bowden was good because Eagleton was in the box seat. King went without it. Needs a clever handball. It wasn't bad. It was in the right direction. Gasper over the top. He must get it out. Libba fetches it. It'll be a ball up.
Well, if Libba can't drag it away from you, nobody's going to get it away from the bottom of the pack except the umpire.
He was like a little dog getting a bone, wasn't he, then?
He hasn't had a feed for 3 weeks.
Chris Grant rucking against Holland.
Campbell. West, well done to Cox. Clever kick, brilliant, absolutely brilliant to Curley. Gave it to the right man in Eagleton. Eagleton to full forward. It was a one-out situation. Well played, Tawny. Rogers had a quiet night. He controlled the kick beautifully to Holland. On the up to Tawny. The Tigers build. Cameron's the man. So often when they build, goes with a long kick. Half a kick, really. It was a poor one in the end. And Murphy strolls away, has time, goes wide. Eagleton marks.
Nathan Brown wouldn't lead from full forward before. He just wanted the ball weighted. He's actually got a lead.
Smith fell over at the wrong time. Gale gets hold of it. Tigers are holding up pretty well here. Chaffee's got it. It's a match of surges, isn't it?
Yep. Gee, that's dangerous. It'll come off.
Rogers decides just to load it up. Richardson and Ellis. Richardson and Ellis. Burke. Bowden's the man out wide. They couldn't get it to him.
That's play on.
Ellis is away. Harrison takes Bowden out. They still haven't stopped Ellis. Gets wide to Cox. Cox goes with a little 9-iron pass. It was too slow and too high. Gale, Darcy just mungled him and got rid of him. And then goes down the line. Grant versus Gasper. Tries to turn him. Brown. Gasper, wonderful. Grant tries a toe poke. Two heroes together. Holland gets it from Chaffee. Tonight, he's got Hilton. Goes inside.
Got Richardson.
Cameron. Richo. Will he try and go all the way?
Ellis has got to tighten up. He's just got to tighten up. He was 30 metres off Richardson for a long time.
Ottens to go in the goal square. It's a one-on-one. He's got it.
There's a big show there. One-on-one. He had him on the wrong side of the body. Luke Penny would have read the fear on Luke Penny's face. Not for courage, but just for fear. I'm on the wrong side here and I'm done.
Neville Crowe in the crowd, ex-president of the Tigers. And what about the tackle by Gasper? And Ottens just using his strength, taking his 11th mark of the night.
Just had him done for position.
Well, Richardson's lifted, hasn't he? Richardson's lifted in the last quarter. Benny Gale has been admirable in the ruck. Gasper's strong in the back line. But don't discount the Dogs. They've been terrific all night.
And King Roberts has gone straight to the room. He's bleeding from the hand again. Obviously, the stitching's come undone. And Campbell was just put over by Roberts, and he's short for breath at the moment. We'll see Otten shoot for goal.
Going for a 5th goal here, Ottens. Straight in front. Gee, he's kicked it badly. He's kicked it dreadfully, but he's running back and he likes it. It's a goal. He's kicked 5. It's a big return.
Yep, 35% of their score, 33% of it.
Cameron's had a huge match, hasn't he?
Oh, he's just been terrific across half-back, Leon Cameron. His disposal, 26 disposals, 21 by foot.
Tigers have kicked the last 4 goals. Look at the centre breaks in the last quarter.
Yeah, Darcy's finding it's tough to get off the deck there, but he's up against Benny Gale again, who's the same.
Wins at that time. Johnson, Cox, Garlick, back, Darcy, well done to Bowden. Patrick Bowden it is, to full forward. Brown, Tawny did well. Did really well.
He did well, stood his ground, a little bit of a touch in the back, umpire let it go.
Kick to Campbell, it'll get him.
If it turns into a stand and deliver with Nathan Brown, he's going to lose them above his head every time.
Richardson's worked really hard here. Campbell kicks over the back. Gasper held up. No free kick. Grant knew that he was in trouble, didn't he? He had to get hold of him when he did.
Darren Gasper looking at the umpire saying, what about the free kick?
He'd done him for speed, Gasper, hadn't he? But Grant was able to hold him.
Yeah, he did it pretty well. Chris Grant. Would have been a brave umpire to give a free kick against him.
Well, there's no loose men in defence anywhere now. They're going press man on man.
Richardson to Campbell. Curley paddles it. Gasper wins it. Gets it out. Good umpiring. Ball up.
Yeah, a bit of lenience shown to Aaron Gasper there.
There's Ottens in the goal square. The runner out to him. He's one out with Penny. They'd like that, the Tigers. Time not a factor, but we're starting to tick away.
Luke Darcy's dropped out of the contest. He's at half forward for the Bulldogs. Gale's gone back with him.
Punch forward by Eagleton. Back to Knights from Hilton. Hasn't wasted too many footies tonight, Knights. Chaffee's the go. It's a terrific kick. Chaffee short. Bowden, can he find the footy? Can't quite. Cox was wonderful. Absolutely outstanding. It hit the line. No, he's over on the full.
Doggies have got a man up, Matthew Knights, at the stoppages. Scotty West got him, and Knights just sits defensive side of the pack, skirts around it and wins kicks every time.
And Crossred about to come on again for the Dogs as the kick comes back.
Tell you what, the Doggies have tested Bowden a couple of times tonight, haven't they?
Oh, they've gone hard at him. They knew they had to test him because he's such an important kick. When he gets the footy, he sets up so much. They went after Bowden. They went after Tivendale. They sat liver on Campbell in the early stages. Terry Wallace has coached really well.
Cameron's kick. Richardson is just turning it on when they've wanted him most.
Benny Holland walks across the mark there, holds up two flat palms and says, you just take it easy, gobble up some time and kick the goal.
Do you know when I said we were seeing the bad Richo early? We're seeing the good one.
And what he needs to do here is just simulate the play on. There he is, a lot of concentration there. And just run around onto the right foot for a big hook footer.
Well, the stadium will shake if he kicks this. It's not going to come back. It's a behind.
He runs straight at it. He's always prone to doing that.
Gee, the Bulldogs have hardly got a forward line. They've got Croft, who's just come on. He's gone to half forward. And you can see Rowan Smith with the footy. Grant's put himself in the back line just to try to win the footy.
Kicked the last 4 goals, the Tigers. West just shrugs off Hilton. Short to Darcy. They were the blokes that Chris Bond mentioned to Andy Marr, a couple of the names. Chris Grant was the other one at three-quarter time.
Richardson's delegated Bowden to chase Ellis up the field.
Ellis can't find it. He does now. Got a high tackle, gets a free kick and a comeback.
And Richo called in his teammate Joel Bowden there to chase him up there.
Tigers trying to man up here, getting numbers back in defence.
Richo's sending them all down there, Dermot. He's saying, old guard, centre half forward. The rest of you blokes get down there and send it back to me.
Who's the target?
In fact, Richo's run into the defensive 50 for the Tigers. Good to see. He's going to fill up the hole, fill up the space. He's going to rely on a big Mark Ellis. He's probably just going to have to kick it long and hope.
Goes to Smith. Smith at about 60 metres here.
He'll want to take him on, play on, because they're all pretty deep behind the man on the mark.
Too far out to kick a goal.
He'd get to 55 on the run if he can just get Campbell inside. But this isn't too bad. I know it's gobbling up the clock. Poor kick.
Cameron's got no one to go to.
You'll have to put it out of bounds.
It's a good-looking kick. Can it find the line, though? It's a great kick. It is a sensational result.
That is a kick for touch. He got what he wanted. Umpire couldn't penalise that.
Tigers get one more goal, they'll win the match. They need to get one more goal and they'll win the match.
Gee, that's a clever player. No one to go to, no one in front of him. He had to get the ball out of play. Did it to perfection.
When the Doggies kicked the last goal for them of the match, they led by 16 points. That was at the 6-minute mark of this quarter.
Otten should beat Ellis.
Does. Coughlin. Smith to cut off Knights. Danger play now. West got rid of Gale. Goes very short to Curley. Curley loads it up. Johnson's the go. It's a good kick. It's a great mark.
Always going to be dangerous on the sprint there with Zilla trailing in behind him. And this is no certainty with Brad Johnson.
What about the composure of Scotty West? Yeah. Just terrific. Wasn't rattled in the pressure situation. Held onto the footy, let them move around him, and then just straightened up.
He's kicked 2 goals. He's missed it. It's a good call, Dermot. He got the hard one on the other side, but he missed that one.
Leon Cameron says, I'll take the kick in.
Leon might just tap it onto his foot here, play on, and go for touch outside 50.
How many shots on goal are the Doggies going to get in the next 3 minutes? That's a big miss, isn't it?
Big one.
So Burke at half-back.
Long to Richo.
They're in the driver's seat, the Tigers. Grant's gone back on to Richo. There's the ultimate compliment at this stage of the match. Smith, got to take a chance here. They've got to run the lines. Robbins, short. Eagleton, got it. Hasn't marked it. Play on call, surely. They need a goal. They need a good kick. And they almost got Brown. He's kicked 3. He's kicked 4. What a goal.
He's a star.
And back they come again. And so a match that had been talked about for a month and had been built up all week is going to produce a fantastic finish that it deserves.
Well, Wolsey, we're going to get Brett Ottens in the middle for the centre bounce clearance. And if ever this club, over the last decade, the Tigers have had everything written about them pinned on one action, it's going to be all about their centre bounce clearance. They lose it, they probably live up to the tag of failure when the crunch games are on. They win the centre bounce takeaway, they book themselves into September virtually.
Well, such an important bounce, you're right. Ottens up against Darcy.
Tigers have won 4 out of 5 in the centre bounce this quarter. They need a 5th here. Darcy to Libba.
Darcy
free. It's high. Darcy's got it. Goes out wide to Murphy.
He's got pace.
He can't waste this. He can't just blaze away.
What does he do with it? Sizes it up. Goes high. Brown and Zilla. Zilla nearly. Brown can't break it. Brown. Is it high? It's not paid. Gasper. The ball almost out. Johnson searching for it. Goes back. Cox gets something on it. Not enough. Gasper marks it. There's no second place in this match. There's only a winner. After what they built this up to be, there's no brave loser. The stakes are too high here.
Richo's got to present near the boundary line. Long kick near the boundary line. If Richo can't mark it, he's got to think, I'll punch it over the line. Force the boundary throw in.
Doggies lose. They're out of the 8. Tigers lose. They'll never forgive themselves.
Nathan Brown got knocked senseless in that tackle.
Good man to have the football. Close to 200 or 250 odd games. Paul Broderick.
Well, some say they saw the best match they've ever seen last Sunday. I tell you what, this is one of the great contests.
It's had it all.
Just important the Bulldogs go one-on-one. Can't let any free Tiger players appear.
They'll have one last dip at a contest here, the Doggies. They've got to force them into a contest.
They've done it. They've won the hard one. We're going with the Tigers as we go inside, and we're going to hear them sing the song. They won't be denied this year. They're going to make the 8.
It's like finals have started.
I reckon they've already played their first final. It might have been the elimination final in the end for the Doggies. It's going to be very hard from this point on. Just a swirl of emotion inside this room.